our Rethink Play Chats. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Tamara. And today we're going to talk about music.
Yes, music as an emotional playground.
Mm-hmm.
I just find music such an easy and accessible way to help bring feelings up, at least within me and with my own children, as well as with my students that I've worked with. It's been such an easy and accessible medium.
Well, and it's age old. We've had music for for so long in our culture. I mean, any of our cultures, it's so it's just part of every culture. It's part of, and now when I think about all the different modes of music and all the different emotions that it can tap in, right?
I have a strong response to music. I mean, I think you know about this moment because you know me really well. But for me, music has a very visceral response. Yeah. So I'm probably more expressive. For me, it can make me actually just want to get up and dance, like actually move my body. Like it brings it right up. But even I look at my children who are quite different than each other, or my students. Yeah. I can just sometimes sense, like in the classroom or even at home, if there's like an energy that's sort of not great, like I can just put on a piece of music. And even for those that music maybe doesn't have the same sort of strong response, it can just shifts
the energy,
shift the flow, just shift the energy in the classroom or energy in the home, where all of a sudden there's sort of like it's a container that starts to hold things. It's just quite amazing how that does that.
Well, it's like it invites something out in you.
Ah, yes.
Right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So it pulls it out, and even if it's just fleeting, even if it's just for the length of the song, it holds space for something that maybe you couldn't hold space for somewhere else.
You know what you just said, and I actually honestly never thought about this until exactly you said it right now, is that when you said even just the length of that song, I wonder sometimes if that's why songs are a certain length. There's just enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just enough.
Like sometimes I'm driving and a certain song will come on and I'm just like so moved. My eyes are filled with tears, or it just feels sad or loss or happiness, whatever it is, but it's just enough. And actually, honestly, I've never thought about that. Yeah. And sometimes I want to hold on to it. I'm like, oh, I wish I could hit, because it's on the radio or something, that you can't, if that makes sense.
Oh, sometimes I do.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if it's on the radio, but then sometimes I need to hear that song like 3 times in a row. Yeah. Because it's just holding me where I need to be held. Yeah. And I get to rest on that. And it's bringing, we talked about earlier in the last episode about the difference between emotion and feeling, and that emotion is this, instinctual and voluntary thing that comes in, whereas feelings are our awareness of the emotion that's inside of us. Yeah. That's what those songs can do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it, there was a slogan that was on my daughter's, where they did music. We're part of a choir, and it said, there's this mural, it said, music is what cannot be said, but cannot be kept quiet. And I think about that as that, when we look at music as an emotional playground, is it taps into something that maybe there aren't the words for. And or at least not directly, but as soon as you bring words to the instrument, to the combination of that, and sometimes it's just the instrumental and not the words, but it's the expression of something that goes beyond words.
And I think what's neat about that, when you look at it as a playground, it can be the composing. Yeah. But it could also even just be the listening, which can
allow
the movement. It can be the composing, the listening. It can also be just the taking part in. It could be a drumming circle. It could be singing together. It could be it's that's such an emotional experience in music, when your vocal cords are it's like this, since the sensation within you is that you're participating, but it can be that, but it doesn't have to be. Like, we can think, oh, but I don't know how to hold a choir, or I'm not comfortable singing with people, or I'm not even listening to music can shift us. Yeah. But yes, it can be singing, it can be the composing, it can be just having random instruments. I watched them with my students. One of the schools that I remember loving being in was, they had a piano in the hallway, and the children were allowed to use it as they wished, and just They would go
just
in
play.
and just play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was really, really powerful. And I think the other thing that is really amazing is that it can be used to not calm, like not to blanket, like not say, oh, the kids are all crazy, and I mean, I don't like that word, but like all over the place and wild and silly, and so I'm going to use this calm music to try and calm them down. But actually, it can match their inner world.
If we can bring music to do that, it actually can bring them then
to rest. That's right. So like if I see wild energy, sometimes I'll meet it first. I'll play that wild music with them, and then I might shift the music along, if that makes sense. And then all of a sudden their inner world was met, and there's something really powerful
because there's a release in that
about having your inner world met.
Yeah.
Because you feel seen. Yeah. You feel like there's like you're recognized, and something's bumping against you in just the right way, if that makes sense. And so matching our inner worlds through sound is extraordinary. Yeah. Anyways, if you're interested in listening to any more of our Rethink Play chats, you can head to rethinkplayproject.com, and we've got us talking about all different ways that we play and how it helps us grow, heal, have fun, build community, everything. Yeah.
So we'll see you next time.
See you soon. Bye-bye.